Hey everybody, it's me, Agnes.
Hey, it's Shelly. We're here.
We're here, we're live. We're live. Let me is it better that way? I don't know. Oh my god, that's close. That's better. Hey everybody, welcome. Tonight we're going to be doing some turkey stuff.
Turkeys. It's all about turkeys.
Gobble gobble.
Everybody has turkey on the brain. Thawing turkeys, turkey stuffing, turkeys.
We bought some potatoes. The biggest potatoes I've ever seen. Honestly, I held one of the potatoes up next to Mark's head, my husband's head, and it's as long as his head. I mean, I can't believe how big these potatoes are.
What are you doing with these potatoes?
We're going to make potatoes and mustard gravy. We don't eat meat. You know, we do have a vegan option for turkey, which is delicious. They're turkey cutlets. They're breaded turkey cutlets. They're plant-based. They taste just like it, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But what are you doing?
So Thanksgiving and Christmas are the only times, hi Linda, the only times that I have potatoes. So we'll do mashed potatoes. I make this amazing gravy that takes like 3 days to make.
Oh, you'll have to tell me about your gravy. Yeah. It probably has meat in it though, right?
Sometimes I put the turkey parts in it and it just simmers in it, but the meat doesn't stay.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the flavor of it. So
the broth for the broth.
Yeah.
So we still have this. Do we still have this? We have this available right now, the tracer set, right?
The turkey.
For the turkey. So yep. I'm going to share that link because I didn't do that already. Hey, Linda.
Yes.
And there's her ice skates. Look at that. How great the Christmas skates turned out for you.
Hi, Lori.
I think somebody bought my Christmas skates that I painted at the event that I had on Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to go to thepaintersjourney.com and I'm going to grab this link and share it here for you guys.
I haven't added the skates to the store yet. I didn't have mine done for a picture. I don't have Aggie's picture. I use those pictures.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, Lori. Oh my goodness, how you doing, lady?
I use those pictures when I make the product listing.
Yeah, I may not have even given it to you. So sorry if I didn't.
We're kind of still in vacation mode. We kind of have the vacation brain still. We're trying to get back in the swing of things.
Yes, I think I'm back. I think I'm back now. Re-entry is hard.
Thanks, Linda. White skates.
So anyway, this is what I printed out. One of the sheets looks like this. And this is like a coloring page sheet. And I thought I'd give you this small size option. So I put 2 up on a page. And there's a larger option. So it is literally a coloring page, right? And then Shelly is showing you the place cards. Or she was.
Yeah. So I ended up, sorry, I've been painting Santa today, so I've got paint all over me, but
let me make you full screen. Solo layout.
Yeah. And anybody who has Procreate, you can put that coloring page in your Procreate app and let them color it in there. But I actually resized these so that I could print them. I'm going to go blurry. So I could print them on the Arches paper. So this is a 6x10. I just resized it in Procreate. And then once it's flat, I just cut out all of the shape that was above the fold mark so that when it folds, he kind of stands up above the little fold. And then, of course, there's room for a name.
Isn't that the size that we had originally?
You know,
oh,
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't print out the original. I just, I knew that I was going to put it on, I know, so I printed mine on my printer which
Okay.
when I watercolor it, my printer is, it does kind of bleed a little bit, but I'm embracing that. What are you doing?
Higgins.
What do you want?
Hi, Higgins. Well, should I print that out? Maybe I should print that out.
I don't know if I still have it up. I was just going to point out that I don't know if everybody has one of these like rubber cutting mats. I love to use these with the, I just ended up cutting it with a little blade like this. So that worked really well. It just kind of protects your surface wherever you're cutting. It's a nice cutting surface.
Those are good to have. I'm not looking at your screen right now, but because I'm printing this out, just so that you guys can see what this looks like.
Yeah, I should have printed it. Hey, Higgins, like.
Okay, it's printing. I had it printed. I don't know where it is. Yeah. And you know what, Shelly, you should do that in the Procreate class one time. Show how to color.
Yeah.
In Procreate. You know, how to just drop in color.
I should do that. I have done dropping, but not like on a color page like that.
Yeah. That would be so awesome. Well, so do you know, you're a bird lady. Do you know what kind of turkey this is, where they look like they have these almost straight pieces of feathers? Like they're very round. They're kind of gray looking.
So just, you mean on the, so a turkey is very much like a peacock. When he fluffs his feathers out like that, that's something that the male turkey does.
Yeah.
So they're not, like, many times they just have it down like a peacock does. When they're strutting and really have it fluffed up, that's what they look like.
Maybe it's, yeah, I'm trying to remember the name. It might, because there's all these interesting names of turkeys.
I don't know the different breeds of turkeys. I just know like the wild ones that show up in our backyard and strut around. They're so pretty.
So there was a particular breed I came across, and the reference images were just so amazing. And of course, now I forgot the name of it. But anyway.
Hi, Lori Olson, Lori Harding, and Lori Olson.
We got the Loris here, and the Linda. Everybody with an L is here tonight. Okay, so here's what the printout looks like. I know it's terrible that I have to lick my fingers.
It's that time of year where the hands are dry, skin is dry.
All right, so we've got like this main page, right? So that's one size, I guess.
Yeah.
But here's the place cards, what they look like. So there's 4 on a page. It might be about the size that you showed. Yours might be a little bigger, I don't know. This is about 4.5 inches wide.
I think
yeah, you can certainly resize them. If you've got Procreate and you know how to do that, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, mine are about 4.5 inches wide.
Oh, okay, then you did use. And then we've got the big full page coloring page, and then we've got 2 of them. So maybe if you've got more than one grandkid or kid, just cut this in half and go at it. And then here's a nice blank one, which is
I love it.
You look it on a square or a round something or other.
I was going to take the fancy turkey and put him in my Lightburn software and cut him. I wanted to.
Mr. Laser was not cooperating, was he? Or is it Miss Laser?
So it's Lucy Laser because you named her.
Lucy Laser.
Lucy's been a little dramatic this week. we had a little fight. I
just smack her around a little bit.
Well, I didn't kick her because she cost too much money. So I just kicked the cabinet instead. And then I walked away cussing and saying unladylike words with a few tears in my eyes. But we kissed and made up, and it's all better now.
Yeah. And do you ever get, like, so frustrated at something that, like, literally the tears, he's like,
I
"Oh,
just
I can't figure this out," and the tears just start?
and
I
it
mean
seemed like everything I did made it worse, and I was just like,
Oh,
I don't know what's going on, I don't know why it's acting like this, I don't know."
yeah,
So,
terrible.
it was like 2 full days of fighting with the laser, and my husband would come home and say, "I'll help you, honey." I'm like, "No, you can't. You don't
Oh,
know."
I've gone through that too, where you have to re-explain everything that you did. That makes it even worse, having to re-explain it all.
Well, and there's in the laser, there's the laser the light comes out of the tube into a mirror, into another mirror, into a third mirror, fourth mirror, and then to the nozzle that goes down into that shoots finally down into the wood. And so all of those mirrors have to be aligned perfectly in order for the laser to make it all the way around all those mirrors and down through
Yeah.
the nozzle.
Wow.
And so, he fixes things like most men do. "I'll just get in there and I'll fix it." No, you can't. So so that's more than you wanted to know about Lucy Laser and our our fight this week.
Well, I mean, it turkeys are so beautiful. I think they're a beautiful subject,
I thought that
just from an artist standpoint, but who really wants to make a beautiful turkey painting and put that up in their house? Not
I
me.
don't know, I thought that it would be so pretty cut and engraved, all the details engraved, and then painted, and then put on a base to stand up. I thought it would be so pretty, and I wanted to do
Good,
it. And I
good.
started. But I had carved out today for Santa, and so I was trying very hard not to let myself get sidetracked again and not
It's
work on
It
Santa.
helps me so much when I know today I have to do this. I'm doing this. I promised I would do this.
Yeah, and it really wasn't that I had to. I didn't have a class I was doing. I
You
didn't
wanted
have it was a promise I made to myself,
Yeah.
and it was like, I'm I'm working on Santa.
Oh,
Yeah. Lori said she loves Thanksgiving decorations. I might pull him into light burn. Um, Aggie did a great job with that fancy turkey, and it has a lot of stuff on it. So to engrave all of those things would probably take quite a while, and that's what kind of made me.
no, and I promised I wouldn't do complicated stuff like that anymore, but
Well, you didn't do it for the laser, so
and that's the thing too. It's kind of like, one of our members, Deb, is a certified Zentangle instructor. Did you guys know that? And I've mentioned it a couple of times that, like, Zentangles are if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can Google it. It's something that looks complicated because it is a lot of detail things that have been added and layered and added and more added and more added. But when it starts out, it's just one little shape, another shape, and it's a pattern. You put this one to the left and it's the same with building a painting. It's the same with art. It just starts out with one simple thing and then another and it's just if you let yourself get overwhelmed by the whole thing together, you'll never do it.
I think that the parts of the painting are so fun. My favorite part is the last finishing details. I love it when I get to the point where I know I have everything placed right. I know I have the shapes all right. Now I just get to go in and add the finishing shadows and the finishing details. And I sent Aggie a picture of the Santa that I've been working on, and I can't wait to go in. Aggie did an amazing job with Santa's eyes. I can't wait to go in and do some more of those details on the eyes. I haven't really all of my art career. I've always done animals, so people eyes are a little bit of a different beast. So I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. I guess I guess the Snow King, his are the most people-ish eyes I've done so far.
And they look great. He turned out so beautiful,
Turned
Shelley.
out so pretty. He really is. He really is an amazing piece.
I'm going to share a picture of one of these gorgeous turkeys. Oh, that's not what I want. And then I'm going to run upstairs and grab an iced tea to come back down here with. But I thought I'd ask you guys. I told my husband that Aggie is the queen of eyes. Oh, when I was in high school and grade school, even I drew eyes everywhere.
I I
So
I did a lot of eye drawing, but painting is a different thing. When I was in high school, it was I don't was this a thing for everyone? I always drew the eyes with a little tear in the corner, and like shadowed the
isn't that
tear.
what guys in prison do? They get a tattoo. They get
But mine was like not a tattooed tear, it was like a real tear.
no, I wasn't. I don't know. I didn't see, but you're right. There were weird things that people would do, and then everybody in school would do it.
I
Right?
did so many eyes and
Not that
tears.
that's weird, but
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Aggie is the queen of eyes. I I I feel like if it's an animal eye or a bird eye, I have my thing, and as you do more pieces, you kind of get little tricks that work for you. I've talked about some of them in the Procreate classes, some little things I do to add to the eyes, but yeah, people eyes are hard. You'll get it, Linda. You have the best teacher.
okay. I don't know why it's being weird. I'm trying to share this PDF. Oh, add file from. Maybe I need to delete these other ones.
Linda, do you have Procreate? I can't remember. Seems like we talked about that, but I don't know if you were starting on Procreate or not. Sorry that I can't remember. We should have had Deb teach us some Zentangle while we were.
You know what? I would love that. It's
Yeah.
not letting me do this. Can I do
We
it?
were so busy laughing and hanging out that we didn't even do Nancy's line dancing.
I know. It's not letting me add anything. I don't know why. Oh, well. Darn it. I hate it when technology doesn't work for me.
Does it seem like technology's been very difficult this week too?
Yes.
Linda says she does not, but she's watching when she can. Great. Maybe someday you can. I really find practicing there to be really helpful. A lot of times before I do something with real paint, I'll take it into Procreate and play with it in there and get a kind of a feel for what I want to do. Aggie's going to work around the system.
I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really see how amazing it is,
Yeah.
but look at that.
He looks, I guess I didn't realize that they had kind of the zebra feathers, like the striped feathers
Yeah.
in the
And
back.
look at his face is like blue and pink and kind of gray.
So I do know that with turkeys, okay, I think I know. With turkeys, when they get that coloring on their face, that's when they're in their breeding season.
Okay.
I don't think that they're always as vibrantly colored
Okay.
as that.
That makes sense.
I hope I'm right about that. I
I
grew up with
think you're right.
I grew up with a bunch of brothers and hunters, and so maybe my brothers told me a fib along the way, and I took it to
Yeah.
be to be true. But I think that they get more colorful in their breeding season.
So I sketched mine on a little piece of paper here to do a small one. I also have it sketched on a bigger one if we get to it. I don't know if we will or not, but this is hot press paper.
Ooh, I still need to get some hot press paper. I did order some watercolor ground today.
Did you? Ah, cool. All right, well, I am going to run upstairs and grab an iced tea. So I'm going to make you solo. I'll be right back.
I am going to turn my camera down and we will see if we can paint a little bit. Maybe. I did clean off my palette. I had so many colors built up that it was kind of getting confusing. I was picking up greens when I thought I was picking up blues. So it was time to fix it. So I just started, actually, when Aggie and I were getting ready to go live, I started just a little bit. You can see, I think you can see where the printer is kind of, that ink from the printer is bleeding a little bit, but I think he's still super cute. It just is putting it on the printer and printing it out like that is just a really fast way of doing it. So I'll just embrace a little bit of the bleeding. So I started out with, I did some burnt sienna on his chest here, a little bit of the burnt umber on his back, and just kind of going through setting in some of the initial colors to try to figure out what colors I want him to be. And he's kind of cartoony, so I'm going to embrace the cartoonness of him and paint him that way. Thanks, Lori. Did you print out the tracers today? I know that you went to see them. I'm using a pretty big brush. This guy is tiny, but you can see that this is a 6 round. You can see how fine tip the point gets. So it's kind of another one of those things that I love about watercolor. You can have one brush and kind of do the whole painting with them. With it, you don't have to, I feel like when I'm doing the acrylic paintings, I am constantly switching back and forth between brushes, but with watercolor, I can almost do a whole painting with just one brush. So I laid in some color. I don't know if maybe I can make it. I'm worried about making it closer because it will blur out a little bit. So basically what I do, I like to do wet on dry to start out. I don't know if my camera is gonna, it just wants to keep tilting. So I put the color in and then I go back in with the brush and lift some of the color back out. And then wipe it off on my paper towel. So I can keep, everybody has different styles, and we've talked about this a little bit in our lives, but I like to sneak up on the color a little bit and add in a little bit of color, come back in and add a little bit more later to deepen some of the areas. So there's not just, it's not that one way is necessarily right or wrong. That's just what I like to do. And like we've talked about before, in watercolor, the colors seem to lighten a little bit, which is opposite of what happens for us in acrylic paintings. They dry a little bit darker. So it's just something to remember when you're, I love coming back down. It's almost like Christmas morning. We talked about Christmas morning a lot in the membership. I love coming down the next day and seeing how the colors look and deciding where I want to go in. And that's what I did with the skates. I don't know if everybody that's here saw the skates that I did. I really like how they turned out. But I came back in and really did a lot of deepening some areas, adding more shadows. I think I'll come in a little bit and change this blue, deepen that a little bit. But it's really fun to come back the next day and tweak it a little bit, make it a little bit, you know, a little bit more vibrant in the areas that you want. Higgins is nosing under my arm. Lori, have you done anything with watercolor? I know you've been busy making a lot of stuff for
I'm back.
everything. Aggie's back.
I realized I had not fed Charlie his dinner.
Uh-oh.
And I had to open up my iced tea and add my lemon crystal, what's called again? Crystal ice?
Crystal light?
Crystal light, yeah. So I'm sorry it took me so long.
I haven't made any of that. I had some while we were on our retreat that you made.
Okay, so what are you doing? You're doing your place card?
Yeah, so I was actually painting. I'm painting the one that's still flat. I cut this one and I use a score tool. Does anybody have score tools? I really like my score tool. I used to do a lot of scrapbooking and we use the score tool a lot.
Do you still have it? What does it look like?
I do. Let me see.
I think I used to have one. I don't know if I still have mine.
I really love it. I really use it quite a bit still. So I have this score palette. It has the little score, they call it like a boning tool, I think.
Bone folder, yeah.
Yeah, it goes into the top. So when you place your, let me find my, you place your piece in, you can find the center and then you just score along that line and the tool pushes down into this channel that's there. And then once you score, you can fold it over and use this bone folder to crease that because watercolor paper is thick and difficult to fold. So I don't think it's something that I would go out and purchase now if I didn't already have it, but it comes in handy sometimes. So Lori says she hasn't done watercolors yet, but she wants to. She doesn't have good paints yet. Sounds like I need to call Santa for Lori. So actually, every Christmas and birthday, my mother-in-law usually gives me a little bit of money. And last year, I think for Christmas, maybe my birthday, now I can't remember, I got finally these good Holbein watercolors, and I was so excited when they came. I had so much fun putting everything in the palette, getting everything organized. I studied and studied how I was going to is there a proper way to put the paints in my palette? I had I spent a ton of time doing my little chart to show my colors, but honestly, watercolor is just one of those things that, and I know we've talked about it before, but I just feel like I can just get it out in just a couple of minutes and get to painting. Whereas sometimes with the acrylic paints, it just takes a little bit longer to get your paints out, opened onto your palette, mixed, clean the brushes. I mean, even the cleanup for watercolor is just so simple, so straightforward. So I love it. It's just a nice, like, it's so zen, isn't it? It's just a nice way to
It is,
relax.
that's a good word for it.
Yeah.
It's kinda zen.
You don't really have to worry about making a mess. I mean, I could take this up on my dining room table. If I got a little bit of paint on the table, it's no big deal. It's just watercolor, it's gonna wipe right off. You don't have to worry about it drying because you just add a little more water. It's just so fun.
Alright, so I'm starting to hit mine out with some gray on his head and neck area, and
So what did you
brown and blue makes a really nice gray. Sorry, what were you
Oh,
saying?
yeah, you used brown and blue for that gray? I was gonna
Yeah,
ask you what you used for gray.
it might be a little dark already, but that's okay. Maybe I'll add a little of this reddish color too now, pink. He's gonna be kinda crazy looking, I guess.
Yeah, Lori says she takes her watercolors on vacation so she can play with them. It's perfect for vacation. I actually showed the girls when we got to Florida, my watercolor palette got a little beaten up. I don't know if you can see this, the edge of it. It's just kind of dented in.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Um, and it's so funny because of all the things that I put in my suitcase, the watercolor palette was the thing that
Whole thing, yeah. You didn't wanna get damaged.
yeah, I kind of tried to protect it in there, and they still found a way to goof it up, but I mean, it's fine.
You can't I think you can't let it be too precious
Yeah.
in any of this,
You
because
know
it does feel like it's expensive and it does kind of inhibit us, you know?
yeah. It is one of the things one of my, art teachers purposefully made us mess up our art supplies when we would go into his class, because you can get really fixated on keeping everything just perfect, and I find myself, even with the watercolors, um, I don't know what you do, Aggie, but when I paint with watercolors, I don't care if I get this color in this color. It's it's fine. You
Right,
know,
yeah, I don't either.
I just dip in and go at it. You can see maybe up here in the yellow ochre, there's a little bit of orange in there. That's fine. If it gets messy, I just clean it up with a little bit of water on my brush, wipe it out, and and then back to good pure color again. But it's good if we try not to be too overprotective of our paints. They're paints. Have fun with them. Dig in. My guy's gonna be like really cartoony.
Well, it is a cartoony
Yeah,
thing, you know?
it's kind of fun to be just cartoony sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lori Olson says she has watercolors, but not professional grade, fine for practice. Yeah, they are
Mhm.
fine for practice. I think that once you get um, some professional grade and some professional grade paper, you'll find that everything just works better. Um, I had I had a really nice set of watercolors. I wouldn't call them professional grade, but they were nice. But just when getting these and sitting down and playing with them, it's just like a whole new world. It I don't even I it's hard to even explain why. It just
Yeah. I mean, I would say, Lori, get yourself at least a couple of tubes of a professional grade paint. And probably the best one would be to get like a quinacridone magenta or an ultramarine blue or I don't know, what maybe even a
Mhm,
cad yellow deep or something like that. Even just one tube
mhm,
to get a feel for how different it is from the non-professional stuff, and then little by little, just start buying another tube. A Payne's
yeah,
brush, she says. Well, a Payne's yeah, that would even be a good idea, sure.
yeah. Um, yeah, Lori, if you're looking at some paints and you're wondering what to get and you need to bounce some ideas off, don't feel bad about sending me a message, or I'm sure Aggie would help too. But I know that when I was looking at which colors I was going to get, I sent Aggie some ideas, um, and she helped me quite a bit. It can be a little bit overwhelming when you're looking at all the colors, but you can really, you know, especially the Holbeins, they come in tiny little tubes. I think that all the colors that I got here were around 250 maybe. And I added just a couple of colors after that. But yeah, it's exciting to have them, and I love pulling them out and playing with them.
You will love them, Lori. And, we can use this for our glass and resin art. You've seen me doing it. You can take this and mount it onto a board or paint directly on wood, and it works great.
That's why I got the ground today.
Yeah.
I was wishing that if I had had the ground here, I would have probably spent more time trying to cut the one that you're doing out on the laser. I just thought that would look so amazing. Um, having kind of a 3D standing piece like that.
Mhm.
So when you watercolored on the wood and
Uh-huh,
then you resined it,
uh-huh.
did you did you seal it before you resined it?
Yeah, it's a good idea to seal it. I don't remember for sure if I did. I mean, I've looked it
Yeah.
up and I've seen other people saying that you should seal it. Um, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
okay.
that terrible?
No, that's okay. I mean, I would
I really don't remember. So, and I've done a few of them. I kinda hmm, I don't think I did, to tell you the truth. I don't think I did,
yeah.
because I feel like if I did, I would remember that,
Yeah.
you know?
I was I was thinking that maybe you didn't.
Yeah, right?
But, um, man, they turned out really amazing.
Oh, thank you. This is a really good color, whatever the nope, Charlie, don't poke your head under here because you're gonna cause me problems. Well, they have really dark eyes.
They don't have yellow eyes?
Well, this reference image that I'm looking at, he's got a very dark looking eye, maybe because it's in
Huh,
shadow.
yeah, it could be. Mhm.
These birds are just crazy looking.
We haven't seen one in the yard for quite a while. It's funny, in the yard, they seem to show up on rainy, misty days for some reason. I don't
Oh,
know why
that's
that
funny.
is. But I'll look out and there'll be like a whole line of them
Oh my
going,
goodness, that's crazy.
yeah, going across the yard. In see now I don't remember um I don't remember when the turkey starts. I think it's in the spring that we'll start to hear just kind of in the distance back in the woods, we'll hear them gobbling back there. I'm not sure if it's the spring. I think it's the spring
Huh.
that they start calling to each other. Or that the guy starts calling for the girls, whichever however that works.
The guy named Tom.
Yeah. He's like, "Look how handsome I am with my amazing floofy feathers." The chickens always stand at so the chickens have an area that they're fenced in so that they're protected from predators, and then in the evenings, I'll let them out to roam around the yard, but the turkeys will actually come up to that fence when they're fenced in and, like, look in at the chickens. It's the funniest thing.
Huh.
I don't know if they're trying to break them free or
Are they what kind of creatures do you find them to be? They're not mean, are they? Or
no. Yeah, they're very laid back, they're very aware, like, even if I stand in front of we have big picture windows, a bay window, in our kitchen. Any movement, even if they're, like, way back by the tree line, they're so hyper aware of
oh, wow.
any movement, and then, of course, Higgins has to let it be known that this is his territory,
Yeah,
so
of course.
yeah, so that they're not big fans of that, but they do seem to like the chickens.
Cousins. Maybe
Yeah.
they're cousins. They're friendly. They come when you call them. We used to feed them. Ah,
They definitely, I've I've known of people who have them on the farm that say they're really characters, and but I would think that they're kind of very much like chickens. My chickens see me as a big treat. If I could get the turkeys to come up to eat, I'd never get rid of them because they'd see me as a big treat too.
A treat provider.
Yeah.
They don't want to eat you.
Right. No, they just
They want
they
to
just
get the
want
treats from you. Yeah.
yeah, they just want the goodies that I have.
Your treats bring all the turkeys to the yard.
That's right. I wonder if they like Cheerios. That's the chickens love, they love Cheerios. I'm kind of excited for Lori to get some watercolors.
I know.
Fun. So definitely if you're getting water, I think that it's nice to splurge on a nice palette. This is I have the Holbein. Aggie has the Holbein as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 26 wells, which I think is perfect.
I really do like this paper a lot.
Now I feel like I want to try. I've never tried
Yeah,
the
I'll
hot
send you.
press.
I'll get you a pad. I'll send you a pad. It's oh, it's nice.
I was thinking today about I was starting to shop for Christmas and I'm like, I have no idea what to get Aggie.
Oh God, you don't have to get me anything.
Yeah, well,
See, this is what I'm using.
oh
And
yeah.
it's 9 by 12.
So, what's the weight of that one?
It's 140 pound, 100% cotton. And
Yeah,
look, it
Lori.
has this nice thing inside with explaining how to
Oh yeah,
remove the paper. There's
yeah.
a thing for a video on how to do it.
That's pretty fun. Yeah, Christina was having trouble with hers.
Yeah, she was just removing them right, right away.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean that's the intuitively that's what you think that you should do,
Yeah.
but when they come in that block, you really want to leave them glued down if you can. You know, if you're running it through a printer, of course that doesn't work, but as much as you can, leave them because that keeps the paper from curling on you. Lori's asking if we both sell most of our watercolors. Um, Lori, the only watercolor I have done so far have been just doodles that I've done for myself, just practicing and playing with color. I have started doing these little books that I plan on giving my grandchildren someday after they're all filled. So up until this point, I haven't sold any watercolors other than the digital watercolors that I've done in Procreate. Um, but I would like to, which is why I got the watercolor ground ordered because I'd like to do some watercolor on wood to add to my store.
Yeah, and I haven't really been trying to sell mine in a while, but in years past, I've sold a lot of watercolors. And, I would say don't look at it as something to sell. Look at it, this is something that's going to really help you learn to be a better artist in so many ways. In seeing things, in drawing, in developing a practice, in understanding color and form and a way to nurture yourself and relax
Mhm.
into just making without pressure. Don't put that pressure on yourself about selling it. I don't know if that's why you're asking.
Well, and I think that the other thing about watercolor is that you really kind of you have to learn how to control the paint and control how much water, control the brush strokes, and that will help you too in acrylic painting. It's just kind of learning to see what the pigment is doing when it hits the paper, learning when you need to, you know, use your paper towel to dab off the brush. Really learning how to control the paint is big. So, you know, I think, and initially when Aggie first started talking about watercolors, I I honestly panicked a little.
Oh no, I
Oh,
didn't know that.
because I had always been taught from every art teacher I'd ever been in front of that you don't want to mix your mediums. If you're an acrylic painter, you want to be an acrylic painter. If you're an oil painter, you want to be an oil painter.
Oh,
And that you just confuse. It's like a tennis player going to play golf. You're going to mess up your swing or something.
no.
Um, yeah, so it's I you know now that I've played with it and enjoyed it so much again, I realize what just an old wives' tale that really really is. Because any time that you can get a brush in your hand and you can be practicing and mixing colors, it's going to help you in
For sure.
any of the art that you do.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so there's that.
I like him.
I'd like to do it looser, you know. But
I
I
think
always
it's
feel that way.
beautiful.
I always feel like, oh, I wish I could be looser, you know?
But I think that, you know, the nice thing is I think that you've been painting for maybe 20 minutes
Yeah.
and you know, you get a finished.
Well, that's true. I mean,
Yeah. So I think that that's the other thing, if that's another reason why they're so zen, is you can really get a piece pretty well done in a very short period of time. You don't have to stress about it. If you end up not liking it, that's okay. You still learned something along the way. So, you know, it's nice to just relax and paint. So I'm coming back and adding just a couple of little feathery details, and I can do that now with a fairly dry brush, and my paper there is fairly dry. So that's how Aggie got some of those lines into her piece too. I can come in with a wet brush and just dab at the edges to settle them in a little bit, but I love all the things that watercolor can do. So fun. And even after the area dries, you can still come in with a wet brush and manipulate the paint a little bit, blend it a little bit more if you want to. Particularly if you're using really good watercolor paper. This guy is just so tiny.
I know it's hard, isn't it?
He's so little.
It's hard when stuff is so little. I'm not used to doing stuff so dang small.
But again, it's great practice. It's so good to just touch the tip of the brush down and get those little bitty areas. Oh, my camera. I hate it when it blurs out like that.
Yeah, we don't know why it does that.
I guess we're asking a lot of the webcams.
We are.
Well, I don't think that they were, originally designed for filming art.
You know what? It's a lot more fun just doing it freehand. But I don't think I could have done one freehand without first doing one
Yeah, you just need to practice it, try it
that
out.
way.
Lori, if you get watercolors, be sure that you get our favorite spray bottle. This fine mister is perfect for watercoloring. Do you have the link for this mister in the Amazon list, Aggie?
I sure think I do.
If you have trouble finding it, Lori, let me know. I know I ordered a couple of them from Amazon. I use them when I'm sanding the wood cutouts, and then I have a bottle by my acrylic paints, and I have a bottle by my watercolor. It's the perfect thing. I just spray the whole palette when I start and activate all the paints.
Give him a real beak. Oh my goodness. I kind of did it a little too quick.
You did what? That's a cute beak.
It's quite a beak. I
Well,
didn't mean to make it so like a nose. It looks like a nose. Oh well.
I think it looks perfect.
There he is. Gobble gobble. I don't know. There's something. It's kind of. I almost like him better a little bit.
Really?
The freehand one. No.
Yeah, you did good with them. I really like your first one better.
Okay.
I think it's the face. Oh, and I kind of like the defined neck feathers.
Okay.
But that's the thing,
It is fun. This is probably a good practice thing to. You could get real crazy with it. Do all
Yeah.
kinds of colors and different strokes. But I was looking at a reference image where he's pointing the other way, so I didn't make it too easy for myself. But anyway. Gobble gobble.
So cute. If my grandchildren were coming, I would put that coloring sheet on my Procreate for them. They always like to steal my iPad. It's crazy how quickly they can pick up things like that with just a couple of little pointers there off and running.
Like, you ever notice how much kids love markers? And I mean, they've got these, now these are not kids' markers, they're expensive, but they do have all kinds of really nice sets of markers now for kids. You know what I mean? This would be a fun thing for kids to do, right? Sorry, I'm probably making way
We
too
have so many coloring books and markers, and now my grandchildren never reach for them anymore. They're always begging
Oh,
for the iPad.
oh, okay. They want to do the iPad instead. Oh, what was that?
That was my security camera. I think that it's a little bit windy outside, and I think it is sensing the Christmas lights blowing in the wind.
Oh, you got Christmas lights up outside?
Yes, I do. We always do the icicle lights outside,
Mm-hmm.
so they hang down and
Oh, they move around and stuff.
yeah, anytime that it's windy, the security camera picks it up. I'm probably gonna have to silence that overnight because Higgins will spend the whole night thinking someone is here. He knows that sound. Lori says it's windy and rainy there too.
Oh, it was just a crappy day here. Really.
Oh my gosh, that was how the whole weekend was.
Ugh.
I think Saturday they said there was a chance for like 0.02 inches of rain, like almost nothing. It rained all day Saturday. I guess it rained all day Sunday and then all day yesterday. And quite a bit. It was like, yeah, for such a small amount of predicted rainfall, it really, really rained.
I don't know why I'm making him these crazy colors, but that's what I'm doing.
You're embracing your inner child.
Something like that.
They are always wrong. I've stopped even paying any attention. It's so frustrating when you I love it. It'll say like we always ask Alexa, but it'll say something like the low today is 45, but the temperature right now is 41. It's like you're already wrong. If you don't even know what's going on right now, we're in trouble.
What good are you?
At least know what's going on right now.
Ugh.
I guess we've been going for an hour.
Very crazy here. We've been going for an hour?
Yeah, it's already 7.
Is that good or bad?
Time flies when you're having fun.
So are you, who's entertaining, Lori? Are you guys entertaining?
Are you making a turkey? Turning the clocks back still is messing with me.
Is it?
Oh man.
Still?
Well, it's so dark so early. I'm like, by 8 o'clock, it seems like it's bedtime.
Yeah. And then I have to ask my cranberry sauce question. How do you do your cranberry sauce? Or do you even do cranberry sauce?
We're not doing any cranberry sauce this year.
Okay.
When the kids were little, I always did the jellied cranberry that I would make a layered dessert. So it would be you'd mix up the jellied cranberry and then a layer of whipped topping and then a layer of graham cracker crumbs, and then
Oh
you
my
repeat
goodness.
those layers.
With the cranberry sauce?
Yeah, so like in a
I've
trifle
never heard
dish.
of this.
Yeah, that was my kid's favorite thing.
Okay, wait, you got to explain it to me again. What is it now?
So you would take the jellied cranberry, like the jars of jellied cranberries, and I would mix
It
a
comes
little
in
bit
a
of
can.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But you just like open it up and like stir it up so it's not like all congealed in that jelly shape, you know?
You don't want to see the can lines on it?
No, you just no, you want it to look like you made something.
Okay.
So it's the jellied cranberries with a little bit of sugar. So you put that in the bottom, and then with topping, just a full layer of that on top.
Whipped
And
topping.
then,
Okay. Well, that's simple.
yeah, and then graham cracker crumbs, a full layer of that, and then you just repeat those layers. So you'd get like when you're having a lot of family over, you'd get like 3 repeats of everything. And it's really pretty, and you refrigerate it all, it kind of sets up. And
I never even heard of that.
Linda
That does
says
sound good.
she's cooking for family and siblings, then driving to her sister's house for shopping and crafting for the weekend.
Oh, that
That'd
sounds
be
like
my
a
favorite part.
great. Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Lori Olson's going to her daughter's and she's having Christmas. Ah.
Yeah. So
It's
we're
just
just
me and my
having
hubby here. We're gonna have it the easy way. I got the easy way out, and I don't mind that at all. Believe me.
yeah.
I had years and years of hosting and years of traveling to 2 or 3 places, and it's nice to just stay home and relax. I mean, I miss loved ones that have passed on. My folks are long gone, and my brother, and that's kind of hard. But
Yeah.
what can you do?
I always brine a turkey. It's my husband's favorite thing.
I've never brined a turkey. I've never done that.
It's
I discovered the oven bags. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is easy.
I've never done the oven bags, but the
It's
brining is
easy. The brining's a lot of work, right?
not really. You just
Oh, okay.
mix up it's just like I think it's chicken stock and brown sugar and kosher salt and peppercorns, and then you put the turkey in there for like 6 hours or something. Pull it out, oil the skin.
So it's sitting in the water.
Mhm.
Okay. To absorb all the salt and the flavors.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's I was always petrified of having Thanksgiving because I always heard, turkey is so hard to make. It's so simple.
It's so easy. Lori, best way to go is the brining or the bag. She probably does the brining. I never did it that way.
I always have to stop my husband because I'm like, I want to just wait a second before you cut it because I want to take a picture of it. It comes out looking so beautiful. It's just so pretty.
Yeah.
Skin is like perfectly toasted and golden brown, and like, don't cut it until I get a press photo.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. I hope that you enjoy this tracer set. And you know, we have this community tab if you want to share your picture. I think you guys can share pictures there.
Somebody needs to do that for us so we can find out if that works.
I should do that? I've done
Somebody
it. I've shared pictures. Oh, I could share mine. Okay. Well, but I have the account. It's our account, so I don't know if it's
Yeah,
different for people that.
that's what I was saying. Someone should share with us
Oh, I thought you said me. I'm sorry.
so we could see.
Lori, if you do one, you share it on there, okay?
Lori needs to do one.
Yeah.
Even
you
with
do one.
the colors you have, especially like the little cartoony one, you could do that with any watercolors.
What watercolors do you have, Lori? Share a photo with us in the membership. In the, you know, in the messenger chat.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. Next week, what are we doing next week?
Was next week the angel? I can't remember.
It might be the angel.
You're panting like it's 80 degrees outside. What's up with you?
Let me see if I have it in my calendar.
I only find out
Angel next week. It is the angel next week. So you guys are going to want to watch the angel with us next week. That'll be a fun one.
And that might be another one that ends up going on Lucy Laser after a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet she will.
Maybe even before next week. I'll have my watercolor ground by then and I'll be able to try it.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Happy
Thanks
Thanksgiving.
for joining us.
And please share your photos with us if you do them. And we'll see you next week. Bye.